Hey, what is going up, guys? It's Lazarus here, back with another MLB The Show 20 video, and today, what we're going to be talking about is the top 5 best new features that are coming to MLB The Show 20, and pretty much the biggest things that have me personally excited to get the game. With only a few more days until the early access release, let's go over exactly why this game is going to be fun as shit, and take a quick look at all the new stuff we can expect in this year's entry in the franchise. Without wasting any more time, we're going to go ahead and get straight into it. So the first thing we're going to be talking about here is franchise rebranding, which is essentially relocation. If you've ever played Madden Connected Franchise, you know that you can relocate your teams there, and something similar to that is coming to MLB's franchise mode now, where you can choose where you want your team to go, as well as designing your own logos and uniforms, Diamond Dynasty style, and of course picking a new home stadium as well. Although there is no generic stadiums to choose from, so you do have to choose from the ones we have in the game already, but still this is a huge step in the right direction, and along with customizing your own team that you play as, you could also switch out other teams in the league to wherever the hell you want them to be. I think this is just the beginning of a great addition to franchise, and I think next year with the next gen game, we're going to see it improve even more, maybe with a little stadium creator action. Fingers crossed. The next new thing we're going to be talking about is the new March to October updates. And last year when they first introduced this game mode, I was immediately hooked. It was one of my favorite new things that the developers have done in years. It's so much fun to play, especially when you don't have a lot of time to just grind away in an actual franchise mode. And this year they're making it even better, which I'm hyped for. So the first new thing we have is calling up prospects. In 19, there was no prospects, no minor leagues, nothing like that. Whoever's on your roster to start the year, excluding any trades, that's your roster. But now with the full minor leagues in the game from day one, San Diego Studios is letting us take over as prospects, calling them up to the bigs in this game mode for the first time, which adds another layer of realism, and it's going to be cool to see some young studs kill it when we try to win the World Series. And speaking of trades, the new interface for trading is 10 times better than it was last year. You can now choose to target certain positions and players that you know you need, instead of just having 3 random choices. You can pick which players you're willing to give up in those trades, and also for the first time you can now acquire starting pitchers and relief pitchers, which is great because I've had some stacked teams that just don't need more offense. But last year the game forced you to trade for more offensive players, so the ability to have pitchers now is so much better. And a couple more little things are the reward system. Now you don't get nothing if you just lose in the playoffs. There's certain checkpoints that go throughout the season where you will unlock rewards for Diamond Dynasty, so it's not all or nothing anymore, even though that was fun. And now there is dynamic difficulty, which if you played Road to the Show you're probably familiar with, and it builds up over time with your performance, and this is probably better for new players to use because it gets them used to the game and all that nonsense. But there's a lot of good changes here, and I'm super excited to play March to October, first day. The third new feature we're going to be talking about is full minor league rosters from day one. I mentioned this really quickly about 2 seconds ago, but yeah, finally this is in the game. So we finally don't have to wait for the community rosters to come out anymore, like a month into the game's life cycle. Instead, we could all start those Road to the Shows and franchise modes on day one. And of course, this also has other implications on other game modes, like Diamond Dynasty, where we're going to be seeing a lot more prospect cards, kind of similar to the Rising Stars, but instead for guys that haven't quite made it to the major leagues yet. And San Diego Studios has already showed off a few on Twitter and on the live streams and stuff like that. And of course, as I mentioned before, call-ups in March to October is now a thing, only because of this change. And this one's been a long time coming, so it's nice to see it finally in the game. And I also find it pretty cool that Tim Tebow is now officially in a baseball game. That's pretty interesting. The next thing we're going to be talking about here is custom leagues, which is basically the return of online franchise with a few slight differences, but it does have a lot of the same things, such as the ability to change all the rules to set them perfectly to how you want, the sliders, all that kind of stuff right there. And you also have the option to use your Diamond Dynasty rosters or your live rosters. For the Diamond Dynasty ones, I know you could just switch out cards whenever, but the live ones I think are going to be a little different. As far as I know, there's no off-season general manager kind of stuff in this mode, which to me personally is a little, disappointing, but one step at a time. And although we don't know exactly how everything's going to work in this mode, having the ability to play with your friends in a franchise again is a big step in the right direction. And kind of similar to relocation, I think this is going to take a big leap next year when the game finally hops onto the next generation and cross-platform as well. I think that's where they're saving the big guns for, but that's just my own theory, and we'll have to wait and see what happens. But this is definitely a good start. And finally, the last new feature we're going to be talking about is the brand new Showdown mode, which essentially is Battle Royale brought into an offline environment. So you're going to go ahead here and draft a team, and then you're going to pick perks to upgrade parts of your team that are auto-generated, and then you're going to go ahead and face off in these situations that are kind of like the moments that were introduced last year in order to get stubs, packs, XP, all that kind of reward stuff. And as far as I know, it's only going to be hitting situations, no pitching. So this one is pretty interesting to say the least. It's a mix between Battle Royale, moments, and Diamond Dynasty as well. But it's always cool to have more offline stuff because sometimes playing this game online just gets annoying. So you got to take a step back, chill out, play some single player. And Conquest does get old pretty quick. So having new ways to get stuff is always good. And I'm not going to lie, as a huge fan of Battle Royale, I'm a little excited for this one. Anytime they add more depth to the game, I'm all for it. And this game mode looks like it's going to be pretty fun too. Well guys, that's all I have for you today. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content like this. And let me know in the comment section down below, what are you most excited for in MLB The Show 20? What new feature has your hype through the roof? And as always, thank you so much for watching. I'm out. Peace.